Good evening and welcome to the evening edition of WFH4 News, your local news station for the latest and greatest in the DMV. I'm William F. House IV, and tonight we start with the latest election news. The deadline to register to vote in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia is swiftly closing for voters in the DMV. Maryland's final day to register online is tomorrow, the 18th of October. Registration forms have to be postmarked by October 18th. Unfortunately for Virginia voters, if you did not register today, then you will miss your opportunity to cast your vote in this year's election. For DC voters, you have one other opportunity to register in person on Election Day, the 8th of November. Much like the election 4 years ago, this election is very important to first-time voters, especially young voters, as we choose the next president and commander-in-chief. Voters in Maryland can register to vote as young as 16 years old. When polled, 3 out of 5 young voters are sure who they are voting for and seem to be knowledgeable of the issues that both candidates are debating and are excited to vote for the first time. Meanwhile, in Maryland State News, Governor Larry Hogan visited with Allegheny County Sheriff Craig Robertson. They exchanged ideas on how to curb the growing drug epidemic that is sweeping through the DMV, the abuse of opioid pain medicine, and the proliferation of heroin use in efforts to reduce the sale of heroin, what is being called a Safe Street Initiative. Governor Hogan said in part, "Together we are fighting this epidemic from every angle, but there are still so much work to be done." In PG County, as of 2015, heroin deaths have doubled in the past 4 years. Many of these deaths are among teenagers and young adults. This effort hopes to make a huge dent in the problem, gripping not only rural streets but suburban cul-de-sacs. In other news, County Executive Rashawn Baker is not backing down from his position in not firing PG County School Superintendent and CEO Kevin Maxwell. You have to ask yourself, as a high school student, how safe are we really? By the court of public opinion, Mr. Maxwell needs to be replaced. Many incidents have caused the call for his resignation, all centering around the physical assaults of students by teachers' aides, and bus aides. On a money note, the Dow ended down on Wall Street with NASDAQ down 0.27%, S&P index down 0.30%, the FTSE, or the Financial Times Stock Exchange, is down 0.94%, and the NYSE, or New York Stock Exchange, was down 0.27%. And lastly, we saw near record temperatures as the mercury climbed into the mid-80s today. These unseasonable warm temperatures continue through Wednesday, where the high will be near 90 degrees. Tomorrow we are looking for record highs in the 80s for October. Signing off, we want to shout out the NFC East leading Dallas Cowboys. Thank you for joining us tonight for your local news. Have a good night.